I'm a huge fan of my next guest. He is probably my favorite fighter in all of Canada. He's the Canadian Badass Michael Dufort. He joins me from Quebec, Canada. Michael, it's an honor to meet you. Thank you for being here. I'm a big fan of you. I don't say that cheaply, because I'm a professional podcaster guy. I have to be even keel about whoever I bring on, but I'm excited to talk to you, my friend.
Man, thanks for having me, and it's a pleasure to be your favorite Canadian fighter. But yeah, I'm gonna show you something good in September 23rd.
September 23rd, you're going to be taking on Joe Giannetti at Cage Titan 61. That happens in Plymouth, Massachusetts. But before we get there, I wanted to talk a little bit about your gym and who you're training with. Obviously, your main partner is Olivier Aubin-Mercier. He's one of the best fighters in the world. And I wanted to ask you your opinion. Like, when you get in work with a guy like that day in and day out, what does that do for your confidence ahead of this fight against Joe? Because you're talking about a guy who is an amazing grappler, amazing at jiu-jitsu, amazing wrestling. Like, he's pretty much the definition of a complete fighter.
Yeah, it's very hard on the confidence to train with Olivier. He's so good at everything, um, and he's one of the best 155ers in the world right now, and helped me so much in my game. Like he's so smart. Is I think also people don't know, but his fight IQ is so good. So we train. We always train together, and he helped me a lot of my with my fight IQ. And I'm pretty sure the fight IQ is the most important skills you can have in the game right now. Because everybody has a good cardio, everybody's strong, everybody's everything. But the fight IQ, man, you have it, or yeah, like you need to work it because it's so important. Like we had George St. Pierre too. That he wasn't the best wrestler, wasn't the best striker, but man, his fight IQ is so high level that he won all this man.
When I think about Quebec and when I think about MMA, of course, we already talked about him, GSP. That's the first person everyone thinks about. He's been out of the game for quite a while now. And then you have kind of Olivier taking over, and he wins the PFL Championship last year. Can you tell me a little bit, like him bringing that belt back to the gym and winning that prize? Like, what did it mean for like Quebec MMA? Like, that had to have been a pretty special moment for all of you.
Means a lot. Like and the COVID hit and everything that was so hard, and we needed something like this, something good for the gym, something good for the Quebec, and Olivier trains his ass off to bring us something.
Now we have Clay Collard. He's going to be going up against Olivier. Can you tell me a little bit? Like, you look at that fight, and you have to be thinking to yourself that there's just no way in hell that Clay's even going to touch him.
Man, the Clay Collars versus Burgos was such an insane fight. Like there was no IQ in that fight. That was all brawl, all who wants it more. And the thing in that fight that Clay got hurt so much on his front leg, and Olivier is going to exploit it so much. Like, yeah, for sure. In my mind, it's another win for Olivier. Like he's undefeated in the PFL. There's a reason why he's better than these guys, and it's not against the PFL and anything, but Olivier is like a top fighter in the world right now. He's so good, and like seriously, when I saw um, Collard win that fight, I was like, oh no, man, I don't want to try to mimic that guy. It's going to be a nightmare. Training camp or next training camp for Olivier is going to be so hard. Like he's getting to the body, face open, and trying to fight. Olivier is going to hurt us all.
Well, Michael, I wanted to shift gears, shift focus, and talk about you specifically. You have been on a complete tear yourself. You've won 5 out of your last 6 bouts. You fought all over the world. You fought on the PFL Challenger Series in Florida. You go and fight in the Middle East. Now you're going to be fighting in New England. You're kind of going all over the place. And then you fought in Tennessee not that long ago as well. So, like, I wanted to ask you, like, you're leaving your home, you're getting out of your comfort zone, you're fighting all these guys on their home territories. And do you have to kind of like embrace like being the blue corner, embrace being the villain in a way? Because you go out there, aside from the people that are training you or in your corner, nobody else wants to see you win, really.
That's true. I remember my last fight against Luis Pena, and like my walkout was so like silence in the arena. I was like, damn, like it's going to be funny. And I finished the fight and no cheering. There was only one guy that was saying something. It was Steve, my agent. He was like, let's fucking go. And everybody was like silence, everything. Everybody thought Luis Pena were going to beat me. But man, I was ready. I'm training so hard for this. And yeah, no, it's fun to be. Yeah, I embrace being the underdog. And fighting out of Quebec too is fun because I don't have to think at the normal life here. I don't have to go do my groceries, do traveling to go to the gym and this and that, and like it's easy to fight somewhere else. Like you just do your thing and go there. No, there's no pressure too, really. Like when you fight here, like you sell tickets, you sell for thousands of tickets, and like everybody wants you to win. When you go there, like you said, everyone is there just to watch you lose or like perform, and I'm good at this.
I wanted to talk about the Pena fight. As I typically do before you get ready to fight, I DM you and I say something to you, and I talk to you about the Pena fight. And you told me before that fight, you're like, I promise you that fight's not going the distance. And that's exactly what you did. Can you tell me how you were able to set up that choke on Pena in the very first round?
I told my coach, like I told him, like I don't know how many times, but maybe 1,000 times. I said, when I'll grab the neck, I'll break it. Like, and that's what I did. And you saw it on the video. Like Pena was so tough, and I was choking him like really hard, but there was no way in the world I was letting his neck go. And I gave it everything, and he just finished by tapping. But yeah, there was like no way, not a chance. I let this neck like slide.
You get an impressive victory over Luis. And I kind of wanted to ask you, like, after you beat a UFC veteran like that, like people who don't pay attention, now all of a sudden they're going to pay attention. And did you feel you had to take a really tough fight after that one? Can you kind of walk me through just kind of your mindset? What are the types of fights that you're looking for at this point in your career?
There's no easy fight at this point. There's no easy fight. Like every guy I'm going to fight are UFC level, UFC caliber, and maybe I'm even better than the UFC guys. Like I don't think that I think UFC was like as the best talent in the world like years ago, but now it's spreading a bit everywhere. Like I know Joe Giannetti is a good fighter. He could be in the UFC. Luis Pena, if it wasn't the fact that he did something really wrong, like he would still be in the UFC. Um, yeah, guys are tough, man. Not because you're not in the UFC that you're not a tough guy, and I'm always ready to fight like the best guy in the world, and I don't mind if it is in Cage Titans, UA Warriors, here in Quebec, whatever. Always ready to fight the best guy.
When I think about you, though, I think about a guy that does not belong fighting at this level. I think you should be fighting for a major MMA promotion moving forward. I don't want to see you fight in Cage Titans. No disrespect to them; they're a great promotion, but I also don't want to see you fight for LFA, for CFFC. You've been doing this for a very long time. The results have been there. The winning streaks have been there. I think you've earned the right to kind of move forward. And do you have a preference for a promotion that you would like to be a part of down the road?
For sure, the UFC is a dream. Like every guy start MMA by thinking they're going to the UFC one day, and it's my case. Like I always wanted to be in the UFC, and like that's the call I wanna have. But and at some point, I can't wait all my life. if PFL calls, I'm going to say yes probably. And I know they like me. They treat us well, like with Olivier and everything. So, man, seriously, right now, I'm just waiting for a big call, for a big organization just to call, just to show interest. That's something like just showing interest would be like cool. But like I said, right now, man, the first one that is going to call, I'm probably going for to fight for him and give my heart for him.
Well, in order to get that call, I'm sure they're going to want to see you get a victory over Joe Giannetti. I look at Joe Giannetti, I like him. I think he's a talented young guy. He has definitely put away a lot of men. He knows how to find a finish. I think he's a pretty good striker too, and he has a pretty good like path of experience. Like you look back at what he's done, you look at his resume, especially competing on the Ultimate Fighter. He's fought some high level guys in the past, and I kind of wanted to get your opinion when you look at Joe Giannetti. When you saw that post I made, like I want Michael to fight this guy. You probably were like, "Who the hell's this guy?" And you looked him up. I'm sure you've done homework on him over the months. What is your opinion of him since all that?
Yeah, like you said, I think he's a good fighter. Um, Personally, I don't think he's better than me in any aspect of the sport. Um, uh, no, man, I don't know. And the thing is, he haven't fought like good competition. Man, I'm going to be a bulldog in his face. I'm going to be the worst, his nightmare, like the worst thing. He's not going to be able to handle the pressure. Like the pressure I'm going to put on him is going to be a hell. Fuck. Seriously, I think he's a good fighter, but I will overwhelm him.
Is the key to beating Joe Giannetti to keep the pressure on him, to cut the distance, and to make him grapple with you? Because when I think of you, like your grappling definitely stands out to me for sure.
Yeah, my grappling is clearly my biggest strength. And seriously, Joe Giannetti is pretty much the same fighter as Luis Pena, like tall, lefty, southpaw guy. Um, Pretty much the same guy. Yeah, and yeah, I'm going to do the same thing to Giannetti that I did to Luis Pena, and I'm going there, do my thing, and get out with the belt.
When you look at the fight against Joe, do you have to finish him? And the reason why I ask is because you're fighting in this guy's backyard. And
Mm-hmm.
listen, I would say the same thing to Joe. If Joe was like going to Quebec, I'd be like, you better finish that dude. You don't want to go to decisions being the blue corner. And I wanted to know from in your opinion, like, is your mindset like I got to finish this guy to get out of here with this belt?
Yeah, but yeah, I'm always going to finish the guys. I mean, the worst thing, like if you look at my record, like the only losses I have are decision, and I have one win by decision. And when the judges were saying the result, I was like, no way they gave him a round. Like I destroyed the guy, like 30-27, 30-26 maybe. And like a judge gave him a round, and I was like, nah, those judges are such a joke. Like, so no, for sure. Like, I'm not going in Joe's backyard to let the judges save him. Like, nah, I'm going to finish the guy. Yeah, and that's what the biggest organization want. They want us to finish our opponent. That's what I always do too. But that's one reason why I don't know why I haven't get any call. But yeah, I'm always going to finish for the finish. And
Here in America, for the very first time, there are going to be a lot of people tuning in to watch you compete specifically. Like this is a big fight. A lot of people are interested now. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to explain to the people that are just now finding out about you, that are going to be watching you fight, whether they're going to go to the fight to watch you perform live or tune in for the pay per view. Can you kind of paint a picture for somebody who's never seen you fight before? Like, what can they expect when they watch you perform here at the end of the month?
man, I'm a showman. Like always go in in a fight to fight, like to give my all, and like I'm giving my heart, I'm giving everything in the cage. Like there's no way one guy have a easy night. If I'm fighting, there's no way he's going to have like a easy fight. Like like I told you, I will be his worst nightmare. I will be such a pain in the ass, man. Um, I'm just a pressure fighter, and my career is so good right now. Like I don't think it's humanly possible to have that type of cardio. My cardio is such on a higher level than everybody. So I'm going to overwhelm him, and he's going to tap. That's for sure.
When you walk out to the cage, are you going to wear your Habs jersey?
I don't know yet. Maybe, but I have some sponsor I need to represent too. I can fight like that's the reason why I can fight like in those areas. Like in the States, I have such a good support from a lot of businesses here. So I don't know yet.
We'll have to figure out a way for you to rep that. Well, speaking of sponsors, that's an important opportunity to talk about them. They do a lot to make sure you have these opportunities to come to America and do what it is that you do for a living. I was hoping you can tell my audience a little bit about who you are partnered up with.
Man, I have like next gen physio that are helping me with my body. I have a Gestion 5 star that's are helping me money wise. Restaurants like Salut Québec here in Quebec. Like there's a lot. Vitrerie 4 saisons. Like there's a lot, but man, thanks to them. Like shout out to them. That's what I should say, because that's because of them that I can show my skills to people, and like that I can fight.
Perfect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in to watch Michael Dufort take on Joe Giannetti. That happens at Cage Titans 61 in Plymouth, Massachusetts on September 23rd. You are not going to want to miss it. One final question. This is probably one of the most important questions. Diablo 4, who's the class of fighter or who's the class of warrior that you're playing as? I want to know, because I have my answer on who I think the best is. I only play hardcore just like you, so I need to know who your best figure.
Bro, I lost three character right now, and now I'm with the sorcerer, and I hope this one's going to last a bit longer than the others. Like, man, I haven't go past the level like 55, I think, yet. So
Okay.
yeah, after the camp, I'm going to play like crazy, man.
So I right now am at a level 47 druid. That's how far I am. So I'm getting there. But I'm not gonna lie. I've filled out like I filled it out. Like there's no more room in like the Hall of Legends because there's too many dead guys.
Got you. Yeah, I feel you, man.
Way too many dead guys. Well, Michael, after the fight, I look forward to playing Diablo 4 with you. If you had a final word to anyone out there who's watching, I'd love for you to say your words before I let you go.
Yeah, tune in for the fight. I promise you something good, and just like come in the bandwagon while it's still there.
Absolutely. Michael, thank you for your time, sir. I look forward to having you back very soon.